Uh-oh, they're at it again. It's the Power Hour podcast with Tracy Mullinax.
And Mark Warren.
That's my guy. Mark, how you been on this day? It's freezing here. I don't know about you. I'm
It's
cold.
snowy. It's real snowy outside right now. It's cold. I slipped today. I hurt my knee today. I didn't tell you about this before recording.
Mark, why didn't Mark? You gotta tell me when you're seriously injured.
But no, I slipped and I just fell to a knee and I got scraped up on a knee. But I'm all right. I'm resilient. I'm still here because I care about you guys.
Scraped up.
Scraped
up. Were you wearing shorts?
Yes, I was actually wearing shorts because I was just taking the dog out for a bathroom break in the morning.
I see.
And so I was like, I didn't want to put on full
and you
pants.
First thing in the morning, just trying to take the dog out in the world.
Well, it wasn't
treats you like that. God.
It's when our dog got up. Our dog, who's like a Beagle Chihuahua mix, likes to sleep in until about 10 a.m. I wake up at about 6, so it wasn't first thing in the morning for me, but it was first thing in the morning for the dog.
Listen, a scraped knee is no joke regardless of the time of day, and I've always said that.
You know, but Tracy, despite the scraped knee and the bad start to the day, that's not my don't even get me started. And so...
Well, then, let's hear what we shouldn't get you started on.
Go ahead and get started on the apple I had for lunch. Or I guess I should say the apple I didn't get to have for lunch. You know, I feel like with these... Ever since the flood, and if you don't know about the flood, you gotta go back and listen to all the Radio Power Hour episodes. If you're just listening to this, you gotta catch up. Since the flood, I feel like at least I've been trying to up my don't even get me started, and I feel like I've left the point of something small that's just kind of bugged me. And about 2 hours ago, I was having lunch. I was having leftover pasta. And I go, let me cut into this apple. I got I got 3 Honeycrisp apples at the store. I've eaten 2 of them. And this was just on Saturday I got these things. And it's Tuesday of day of recording. And so I'm like, let me cut into this Honeycrisp apple. And it's rotten. It's mushy. It's browned inside. It's like a worm got in there, but there was no worm. I checked.
Wormless, and you couldn't. It was undiagnosably rotten from the outside was fine.
Outside looked fine. Outside looked perfect. God, I cut it in.
What?
I was like, that's not right. And then I cut in another side, and it's just mushy inside.
That's awful. And also, Honeycrisps are so good. Like arguably the best kind of apple. And
I would say
to see one go to waste like that is just it's really unfortunate to hear about, and I'm really sorry you had to go through that.
And can I say these Honeycrisp apples I got weren't that great. They were a little mushy. And the Honeycrisp apples, you get them because they're crisp and they taste like honey. And when they're missing one of their 2 main things.
Yeah, what a honey mush? That doesn't
I ain't getting a honey mush apple. I didn't pay. And the Honeycrisp apples are expensive. They're not cheap apples. I got big ones too.
So expensive.
It's expensive for some apples. It's worth it, but it's expensive. Opinion. And my issue with apples is if I get them, I'm just going to eat all of them. And maybe that's not an issue, but it's what happens to me.
It's just not necessarily an issue as much as a fact.
But the pasta was good with lunch. My lunch was good today, but besides the apple, of course.
God, I'm so sorry. Produce is a fickle mistress.
So this actually relates to you because you taught me how to make this dish. I was gonna make the feta pasta dish that you made and was widely popular back in 2020. Gonna make that for dinner.
Still popular in my house. Still going platinum in my house.
I've made it like twice in the past month, so
it's so good.
It is wonderful. But so I go to make it last weekend, and I poured the tomatoes into my glass dish, and I get the 2 things of tomatoes. So I poured the first thing. The second thing looks fine on the outside. Pour it all in, and so many of them are moldy, and so I have to throw away all the tomatoes. And we had gotten those tomatoes, by the way, 3 days prior.
That's the thing about mold. I don't know if you knew the fun fact about mold. It actually grows super slow when you're not looking, but then the second you forget about the possibility of it, instant.
It's there. It's right there.
And that's a fact.
And it peeves me off. It bugs my bug. I think that's a new saying I'm starting. It bugs my bug.
It bugs your bug? I like that for you.
Thank you.
We should get shirts. Put that on the pillow.
Well, because it's like, it grinds my gears, but it's like Bugs Bunny.
Oh, I was thinking like actual bugs, which
I don't mess with.
I kind of like more.
I don't mess with actual bugs. That's one thing I do like about the cold is there's no bugs.
That's true.
Which is pretty nice. I don't like spiders. I don't like worms.
No bugs.
I don't
Across
like
the board.
beetles.
Doesn't matter if the
Mosquitoes I'm not a fan of.
How many other kind of bugs could you name? Just list
Ladybugs.
them
I
all.
do. I like ladybugs.
We got time.
Ladybugs are fun. Are butterflies
Uh-huh.
bugs? I guess they are. I like those. Moths, not a
I
fan
get
of.
probably.
What are those like little weird like mosquito eater bugs? You ever seen one of those? Those are scary.
Mosquito eaters?
Sure.
That can't be what they're actually just
I
called.
don't think it is. Let me do a quick Google. How do you spell mosquito?
Mosquito.
Eater.
Don't make me spell on the pod.
Yeah, no.
That's just cruel.
Crane flies is what they're called.
They're
Crane
what?
Flies. Crane flies.
Crane flies. Okay. I like
And a
that.
crane often doesn't fly. It typically stays stagnant and lifts things up.
I would say I've very rarely seen a crane fly. It makes other things fly.
Yeah,
In a way.
and I don't think a crane bird flies either. I think we're
No, I
over
just-
2 on the cranes flying.
I think this is the kind of riveting content that people.
This is what. So
Come
when
to
you're
us
when
for.
you're listening to this podcast and your friends are like, hey, what are you listening to? And you say, I'm listening to the Power Hour podcast. You gotta watch it. And they go, what's it about? This. Just play this part of the podcast.
Yeah, it's mostly bugs,
It's bugs. It's cranes.
heavy construction equipment,
mold.
mold,
Birds.
big mold. We're big mold guys.
We're
big
big on the
mold
mold.
guys.
We're actually bigly down on the mold.
2025 is going to be big for mold. Mark my words. There's going to be something big.
I know we didn't get to talk about it because this was over summer after we had ended our radio show. But what's the deal with J.K. Rowling? Why does she have just so much mold in her house? And is that what's making her crazy?
Oh.
Probably.
Yeah, no, I thought people were joking about that until I saw the actual pictures, and there was literal mold all over her home.
Yeah, no. I wouldn't. If I lived with mold, I probably wouldn't live there.
I do now, but it's just the kind that makes colors kind of more fun right now.
I
So
bet
I'm
our
safe.
freshman year
I
dorm.
see
we had
apparitions. Oh, 100%.
That was-
Well,
that
I
was-
mean, I had
You
a
were making
farm
it.
going. Yeah, I was cultivating it in the corner.
What is your Don't Even Get Me Started, Tracy? And is it as riveting as my apple? Is it upsetting as my
I don't
apple
know.
story?
I don't know if I could beat the apple, but it is personally very upsetting to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think once you hear it, you're gonna hop right on board. Don't even get me started on the state of streaming in 2025. I'm gonna give you an example here, okay? I want to watch, on occasion, I enjoy the TV program American Dad or American Father, if you're, feeling formal.
United States of
Now-
American Father.
United States of American Father. Now, I want to watch American Dad. Okay. I'll go to Hulu. They have 17 seasons. American Dad is on its 21st season, currently airing. All right, well, Hulu doesn't have it all. I'll go to Disney Plus. Well, I know what you're thinking. Well, Tracy, Hulu, Disney Plus, they have the same library. It's not. Disney Plus has 18 seasons. The newest season, season 17 on Hulu, and season 18 on Disney, same season. Same episodes, same descriptions, different thumbnails for each episode, but the exact same episode, exact same season. We are at the 3 episodes missing, and 2
3
streaming
seasons
platforms. 3 seasons missing, and 2 different platforms that are inconsistent. All right, well, it's probably just American Dad. I have plenty of other shows I like to watch, like Drag Race. In every single other country on this beautiful little planet, every single episode of Drag Race is available on WoW Presents. It's its own streaming thing for RuPaul, not important. But I'm in America, unfortunately, so I have to decide how to watch it. Okay. Every single season is on Paramount Plus. That's pretty easy, right? Except for seasons 9 through 11, which are on Hulu. My point is...
I have a question.
Yeah.
Are you upset that you're American because the RuPaul's Drag Race thing, or is there other reasons to it? This is a striking political commentary you'll get at this podcast.
Yeah, this is the kind of... It's mostly the Drag Race thing right now. There's other things, but this is...
But right
my
now
brain is
specifically.
full. But right now, that's my number one
I've got a few
priority
things
is,
I can think of, but...
is watching my programs. Other than that, this country is perfect in every way. It's
and I've always said that Tracy loves the leadership of this country right now.
My point, the point I'm trying to make with all of this is, what are we doing? Why is all of this happening? We just need to start over and just go back to cable, because that's what we're slowly approaching. So let's just pull the plug and just go back. Or better yet, no more TV. We all go back to just sitting around the radio, because clearly as a society, we are not mentally equipped to handle all of these options.
And what I've always said is radio's the best medium. Sorry.
You have always said that loudly, and it's like inappropriate hours and times. Yeah.
3 a.m. right outside your door. Hey.
Waking me up. Yeah. Standing over me, shaking.
We've both written, back when we were columnists at the Argonaut, we both wrote columns about streaming and how it's awful now. And that was 3 years ago that we would have been writing those. And it is so much worse now.
There's plenty of issues, but my particular issue right now is that nothing is where it should be. I don't and there's probably some kind of explanation. But I don't understand, and I doubt that there was a helpful licensing explanation of why Hulu has exactly 3 seasons, not the first 3, not the last 3, but 3 in the middle of Drag Race, and is missing whole seasons, or that things are relabeled. Or let me tell you this, Prime Video, they will order shows, episodes, in any order. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
It's in whatever order they feel like. It's not plot relevant. It's not based on release date. They will just hit shuffle on it and go, ooh, this is cool. What are you talking about? Enough. Just enough.
Yeah,
I'm mad. I got myself really mad again about this topic.
That's the point of this. We're trying to let that negative energy out. Breathe, buddy, breathe. I've always said that. Breathe, buddy, breathe. That's something I've always said. You know that.
Yeah, you learned that in your Lamaze days.
Yeah. No, it's absurd. I think something, and I just looked it up, and so I am not going to make the same point I was going to make. But I, for the longest time, thought the movie The Menu was an HBO movie. If nothing else, I thought it was an A24 movie. And A24 is a partnership with HBO. It doesn't, and it's not an HBO movie. So when I went to watch it the other month, now it's on Netflix, but I went to watch it the other month, and it was on Hulu, but you required a special subscription to Hulu. There was something else I was going to watch on Amazon Prime, where you have Amazon Prime, but you also need a Mubi subscription, and I don't know what Mubi is. I don't know what Tubi is. I don't know what Fubo is. But let's not have all these bang, bang, bang,
I don't like the subscriptions within subscriptions. Mm-hmm. That's a racket.
No, and Stars, what's going on there? I get, because Stars is kind of always kind of been, hey, look at me, I'm Stars, right? Stars was HBO for a while, but now HBO has something. But it's what the hell is Mubi? You tell me that.
Yeah. I got a food fop on my Mubi till I cuckoo. What are you talking about? What are all these things? They're just nonsense words.
It doesn't make sense. They've taken all the words for streaming, so now it's just Tubi and Mubo and Fubo and Jesus.
Poopy.
Did you hear this? Jesus has its own streaming service.
Don't joke, because honestly, I could really see that happening in the current administration of some kind of Jesus.
So there already is, and it's called Fox Nation, and it's Fox's Christian streaming service.
I remember because I paid for it so that I could specifically watch the Roseanne Barr special, because I saw clips of it and I had to know.
They have a new comedy special on it, by the way, and it looks just as awful.
Oh, well, congratulations on that opportunity, Mark. That's really big, getting a platform like that.
It was hard to get a special because I don't do stand-up, but they just offered it to me. They said, you look the type. But
you filled out a demographic survey, and
but it's why? There's one show on there where it's hiking with Kevin Costner or something. I don't remember who, but it's an old white actor, and he's going from Yellowstone to Yosemite or something.
Okay, Kevin Costner, I would actually really like to see hike that distance, because I'm not sure he can make it.
I don't know if it's Kevin Costner, but it's someone probably named Kevin.
Some kind of Kevin. Well, there's like 8 Kevin Costners. They all go by different names. Tim Allen.
Yeah,
He's kind of a
Tim
Kevin
Allen's a big one.
Costner.
There's another one I was thinking of, but I can't remember his name. So, but no, it's absurd. Streaming's absurd, and just let me watch the shows I want to watch.
Just exhausting keeping up with everything. You have to have like 20. I mean, I understand I sound like a 90-year-old man right now, but still, it's like you got to have all these things.
You know, I spend like $20 a month on H to have Max. Max. Can I say this? I don't like that. I don't like that it's called Max, and I'm never gonna like that it's called Max. I'm gonna call it HBO. And so that's where I'm at. Look at that.
That's where I'm at. Yeah, thank God I have, older siblings to mooch off of for these streaming things, or I'd really be in some debt.
That is like the only two I really feel like I need is HBO at this point and Apple TV, because Apple TV's got a lot of sneaky good shows that they just don't promote.
Bangers.
But outside of that, like, what's on Netflix? What's on Netflix? Monday Night Raw's on Netflix. You can watch wrestling there now. But I don't want to watch that every Monday night. I'm busy Mondays.
Squid Game.
Squid Game. I've never seen Squid Game season 1 or season 2.
You've never seen Squid Game?
No. Because I remember you, as a group, as freshman year, you guys all watched it, but I was like busy the first night you watched it. And so I kind of came in and caught like the tail end of season 2, and then I spent most of that night just watching TikToks in the room with you guys while you guys watched it. And I just never had the energy to watch it.
It's a great show, but it's a lot of reading.
I heard season 2 wasn't as good.
No, but when is it ever?
That's true. I think there's some shows where it's...
I thought season 2 was good. It was good because it mostly sets up the final season. But you're never going to capture something like that first season because like the idea was new. Well, new. I mean,
Yeah. Okay, so here's another issue I have with streaming services is like there's so many live events, like sporting events and stuff, that's so hard to watch. And another one is award shows, like this past Sunday's the Grammys. Now we're going to talk about the Grammys. What a transition that was, Tracy. How about that?
That was good. Oh, you want to know? You want to know how I watched the Grammys?
How'd you watch the Grammys?
Tubi.
Of course. Tubi
it's the only option.
Yeah, Tubi's like got the Super Bowl on it. Why does Tubi have the Super Bowl? The Tubi Bowl?
Actually, the Grammys I will give some props because you're right. Live events they make impossible to watch. If you want to watch something live, too bad you can't. Like that's just the facts of it.
Too bad Tubi. That could be their thing.
But the Grammys, seamless. Paramount Plus. If you have Paramount Plus, you get to watch the Grammys live. Easy peasy. I thought that was really smart of them.
That's good.
And I appreciated that.
NBC stuff is always is traditionally on Peacock as well. You can watch Sunday Night Football. You can watch you can't watch SNL live, but I think they're doing their SNL 50. I think that's going to be on Peacock also. But it's like Fox stuff, like anything that's airing on Fox, there's not really a streaming service because the Super Bowl's on Fox this weekend, and I know they're airing it on Tubi, and I think Fox and Tubi are actually partnered. So
there's a Fox and a Tube, and I can't keep up. But you know what I can't keep up with? The Grammys, and I did. I watched the whole thing. It's 4 hours long, and for why?
Yeah, I don't watch award shows typically. Because my schedule doesn't really permit for it, but also because it's 2 hours long for like 3 awards to be given out. And it's like the performances are cool. I watch those on Twitter the next day. Or YouTube.
I thought this Grammys was pretty worth watching. There was some exciting stuff keeping me hooked throughout it.
Thoughts on Trevor Noah? I've seen some things about his.
I wrote down very few notes for this section because I was like, most of this is right up here. But let me read you one of the notes I don't have that I did take the time to write in all caps. I don't like Trevor Noah. I thought he was not good. I think he himself is kind of funny, and he's done like I've enjoyed him in other things. I did not like him at this.
Yeah, I've seen a few jokes where it's like, ooh, that's the joke you're making there.
It was just like that's exactly it. It was just a lot of jokes like Chappell Roan. Like I'm biased because I love her, But like she does this whole Pink Pony Club thing. It's an emotional song with a lot of meaning behind it. Granted, we're not here talking about the meaning. It's just, a haha, whatever award show. But the whole thing, and then he just makes some joke at the end, like, "Oh, My Little Pony grew up," and I don't know, just the attitude that he had with these jokes would just like really upset me, and I was like, I don't like it. It's icky.
I feel like that has to be such a tough gig, though. Like hosting an award show, like, because no one cares about you in the room.
That's what, and that's what that was my follow-up note underneath I don't like Trevor Noah. Is maybe it's not Trevor's fault. Honestly, do the Grammys even need a host? Because you're asking someone, because if whoever's going to host, and who it has been like Trevor Noah and all these other people who aren't in the music industry. No. And you're asking them to come comment on an industry they're not really in, like, it's bizarre. Like, I think one year LL Cool J hosted, and like I don't know how he did, but at least he is like in the business.
Yeah, I'm surprised like Snoop Dogg hasn't hosted, because like he does everything now, and he's kind of everywhere. He was even at Trump's inauguration. He performed there. He'll do anything. He'll do anything if you ask him to.
Yeah, if he can bring Martha, if you let him bring Martha, he'll go anywhere.
But like, yeah, I feel like bring someone because there are plenty of people in the music industry who can also host, and like someone like Renee Rapp, who's very funny and makes music and is a talented actress. But there's there's so many people. Ariana Grande.
There's so many
personable people, Tracy.
I think we get the point. Sabrina Carpenter.
I've got notes on her performance because that was.
Oh, we're gonna talk about her. But you're right. I think if there is gonna be, I don't think there needs to be. I think every other award show lately, since I would say probably the Kevin Hart situation was probably the first thing where it happened. I would say all of the award shows since then have been playing with like, do we really need a host? Except for the Grammys, the one that arguably needs a host at least.
Yeah, I hate the no host thing, and that's why I'm so excited for the Oscars to have Conan. And we're going to talk about the Oscars later. Don't you worry. Stick around. Don't touch that dial. But, no, the Grammys, I don't know, do the guest host thing where you just have musicians come up and go, hey, look at what's going on. Have really cool big performances. Like, take all those hosting segments and just let people perform their music. Because that's what people are there for, is the performances.
Yeah, just give the presenters that extra bit of time that Trevor Noah was taking. I feel like I was hating on Trevor Noah a lot, but I don't think it's his fault. I think it's a bad job to begin with. And a big part of it could be I was pretty icked out by the fact that he was asking the audience at home for money for the fires every 5 seconds when he is in the room full of music's biggest bank accounts. Like, all you have to, like, what they should take care of it too. Obviously, everybody, could donate, whatever I'm saying. But, like, he was saying the total for the at-home givers, and I'm like, I want to know the total for there. My idea that I told Luke, they should have a running tally at the bottom of the screen. Luke. Friend of the show. There should be a running tally at the bottom of the screen, like I'm talking stock style, where it has every celebrity in attendance, Beyonce, Taylor Swift, all of them, and a running count of how much they've donated. And Luke was like, oh yeah, and they get up on the board when they donate money. No. They are up there no matter what. So they will have their name up there with a $0 amount next to it. Yes.
I really like that. I think they should do that for everything.
Yes.
And exactly. Just any award show. Hey, how much has this person donated? Or how many private flights has this person been on that's like killing our planet?
Another good one. Yeah. Who started the fire? Probably someone there. Could be. We don't know. Let's get a running bar. I love the running bar at the bottom of the screen on the news crawl. And everything.
Yeah. You know who's the one that puts crawls to air?
Don't tell me. You're the crawl boy?
I'm the crawl guy.
The crawl guy. Captain Crawler over here.
But yeah, crawls are fun. I think they're really fun, and I wish we could do one. Maybe we'll get one to put right here. Maybe eventually we'll
It's kind of like the OG Subway Surfer like video underneath when you think about it.
Yeah, I thought you said OJ at first, and I was like, we're talking about OJ, my guy.
It's kind of like OJ when you think about it. The crawl.
I'm gonna do a crawl, and it's how much money has Tracy donated, just in general in his life, and it's just zero.
charitable endeavors.
I think I've donated like $20 in my life. I don't know. I guess between like the things where you're like at the checkout and they go, "Hey, do you want to give to this?" I've probably given up to $50.
I do those a lot, out of the kindness of my heart, of course. But there's also some charity shaming, I think, that happens at those specific
Don't even get me
situations.
started.
And I'm saying that behavior
Mm-hmm.
needs to be put on the people with these giant bank
Yeah.
accounts as well.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Because
Just
they're
an
not the
idea
ones
I have.
shopping for themselves.
Let us host. We just went on a whole rant about how the Grammys don't need a host. We could host, though.
We should host.
Yeah.
They're gonna.
Well,
they're
if
gonna
LL
announce
Cool J
it,
doesn't
and
do it,
I've always said we're kind of second in line behind LL Cool J for most things.
yeah. Usually if he says no, we
They
get the
call
call.
He doesn't say
We're
no a
next on
lot,
the
so we
sheet.
don't get many calls. But
No. Well, he also probably doesn't get offered a lot anymore. It's
Yeah.
2025, so.
he hosted that lip sync show.
Oh yeah, I don't. Is that still going?
I don't think so. I can't imagine it would be. But a lot of people don't know. But we were actually in contention to host that one. They called us. They called our representatives, who we're each other's representatives. So it was kind of like just a 3-way call.
Some say contention, some say open litigation, but point is, we should have been there and we fought.
Back to the Grammys. Someone that I love very much, and I love because you have turned me on to her, is Doechii. Her performance. What? Who can do that? I can't do that. If you ask me to do that, I'd say I can't.
I don't have words for how much I love that person.
No,
Doechii is just so talented, and just the choreo. She was like, I don't need a stage. I'll have people be my stage.
Yeah.
Like
No,
that was crazy.
Right now,
and
she's like one of my biggest dream concerts. I would love to see her live. She's such a great live performer.
there are very few people like artists that I like would love to see live, just because I just don't like. I like concerts, whatever, but I just think there are very few with the price of it and the overall experience. I think there are very few people who, to me, it would be worth it to go. And she is definitely top of that list.
I think her and Tyler the Creator should go on a tour, because I feel like they would go crazy, because Tyler the Creator's not one of those people that just has
exactly that's
amazing.
Like those two pretty much are my list.
Yeah.
Because I think their stage presence is unmatched outside of each other. Like I truly have never seen someone who matches like Tyler's vibe in that way.
No.
Until Doechii came along and performed with him.
Yeah, and they
I was like, oh, they were meant to be together. Like I want to see a tour constantly of them.
Speaking of Tyler the Creator, I was like, I wonder why Chromacopia was not nominated for anything, because it's, for my money, the best album of last year. Like, that's so weird. And I looked it up, and I know we had talked about this previously on some old podcasts we did. The Grammy awards window is so weird. I have it pulled up, but it is.
Yeah, it would have been just outside of it.
It was a few months outside of it, because it's September 16th, 2023 to August 30th, 2024. Gramacopia didn't come out until end of October. So it's so weird, because I'm like, that's so weird. I wonder why that is. And I don't have a reason why, but they happen in February, so I feel like they could do voting in the month.
I don't know. With 13,000 people, I guess maybe it does really take that long. I don't know.
But I don't know. It was just like surprising to me, because I was like, Tyler the Creator really didn't get nominated for anything. And it's like, maybe he didn't nominate, whatever. But I was like, because that was like a great album. Yeah, it's just an odd window. My album of the year, for my money, that fits into that window, and I know I'm going to be one of very few that thinks this, but Bando Stone in the New World by Childish Gambino, because I'm just a fan of everything he does.
You love that guy.
I love
Can't
that
get
guy.
enough.
Because what album won? Oh, Cowboy Carter won.
Which is my album of the year, hands down.
Yeah. I'm just not a big Beyonce fan. What are you going to do? Sue me? You're going to sue me, Tracy? You're going to sue me? You're going to kill me? Huh? How about that?
No, but someone will. Someone on the team.
I mean, I've listened. It's not a bad album by any means. I've listened to it quite a bit, because we used to play that all the time on our old radio show.
Yeah, you didn't have a choice,
I
really.
didn't have a choice. But there are other albums that I would pick over that one, but it makes sense that it's that one. She's kind of like the person.
Yeah. Well, that's one of those ones where it's not like, I mean, there are definitely other albums. Like, I probably have listened to Short and Sweet far more than Cowboy Carter at this point, or something like that. It wasn't necessarily my favorite, but I do think that it deserved to be the winner in terms of like the creativity
And the
and
cultural
like the
significance.
genre. Yeah, and also because the Grammys knew that if they didn't give it to her, the next album would be about them and
Mm-hmm.
not the Country Music Awards.
Um, and something that I love, and I try not to be a big hater, but I thought it was really funny that Taylor Swift didn't win anything for her Poets
The world
Society.
is healing. The world is healing, and I think, well, no, it's
Not that much, not that much, because she's still flying in private jets.
Yeah, well, she's making sure she's ripping that Band-Aid right back off.
I'm excited because I know I'm gonna get it. I know we're gonna get text from Abigail on this part. She'll be listening to this part. And we'll get a hey.
Listen, I listened to the whole album against my will, but I've listened to the whole album. I personally, as much as I want to like Taylor Swift on paper, I just can't. But I think that this is actually a good motivator to get her to change up her style of music, and I think that will be really exciting
Yeah.
for a lot of people, fans and non-fans alike. I think that'll be good because if she just consistently wins like she has been, I think artists can, and again, I can't speak for her and her process or whatever, but I feel like, not winning all the time motivates you more to change things.
Yeah, I'm not a Taylor Swift hater as much as I like to make jokes 'cause I think they're funny. I like some of her music, but this album was a little absurd. I haven't listened to it, sat down, but like some of the lyrics I saw, did not think they didn't seem like they were real lyrics.
But at the end of the day, it's just not for me, and I'm willing
No.
to accept that it could be for someone. I'm just not
But
that one.
you did mention an album that I love, Short and Sweet by Sabrina Carpenter. Her
Yes.
performance out of the whoa.
I can't. We first of all, we were spoiled for Grammys performances. Between Doechii and Sabrina alone
And
carried
Chappell
the whole
Roan had a
thing.
great performance.
I thought Chappell's was incredible, except it's kind of hard. Like every time she performs is incredible. Like every single performance I've seen of her, has been like jaw-dropping levels of spectacle.
Can I say this, Tracy? I really
Tell
didn't
me.
want to like Chappell Roan. I really didn't. There was a part of me that was like, it's not supposed to be for me. And then a song comes on and I'm like, ooh, this is pretty good. I like this. And I know it's not
For
for me,
everyone.
right? Look at me. Look at this. This is the Fox News face, all right? This isn't a Chappell Roan face, but I like Chappell
You're
Roan.
who she's trying to fight.
And I really like Chappell Roan's speech because artists
Oh,
should be paid
yeah.
more and they should get basic benefits. I mean, and Spotify needs to pay their creator. Whatever. There's a lot of issues in the music industry, but no, a lot of great
Yeah.
performances. Sabrina Carpenter, lights out. She's another one
And
of
let
those
me
people where her stage presence is so great.
Is beyond, and her creativity. Like I've never seen a Grammys performance or any kind of award show, any kind of performance like that, like hers, that we just saw in the Grammys. Like there was comedy, there was set design, it was just so amazing, and I've seen a lot of people saying this on Twitter, and I wholeheartedly agree. We deserve, nay, I demand a Sabrina Carpenter Muppets special. I have never seen a celebrity more perfectly engineered to be surrounded by Muppets and then robbed of that opportunity.
Well, because she's also the same height as most of the Muppets. Zing! That was
It's
the zing on Sabrina Carpenter. How are you going to respond, Sabrina? How about that?
The ball's in your court.
I'm going to play basketball against you next. That's a reference. That's a reference to something we made one day back in the past.
Oh, good times.
I saw a tweet that was like, the Sabrina Carpenter performance really proves that the world really does yearn for more physical comedy.
Yes.
And it's true. I think we should go back to making like Charlie Chaplin style silent comedy movies. That's just all slapstick.
Yeah, probably different facial hair, but other than that, I think that it
Probably.
was a good It was a good system. Let's do
okay,
it. Let's do silent pictures.
I really like Charlie Chaplin movies. Can I say that? Is that controversial?
I think I'll allow it. Is he a bad person?
No, I don't think so. He was actually he's one of the first people ever canceled. A lot of people don't know that. He was a McCarthyism when they were like, here we're gonna get rid of all the communists in Hollywood. He was one of those people that they got rid of.
Yeah. I remember those were good times. I got a lot of people put away.
You were really good friends with that McCarthy guy. Like, you guys were like really tight.
We were like this. I thought about taking his last name.
Really?
He almost got married. It was yeah.
Another thing that was like really funny to me at the Grammys was how Not Like Us just swept everything. And you said that Drake was in the room.
Okay, there was a point. I haven't seen anybody talk about it on Twitter, and Paramount. Okay, I gave Paramount Plus props for seamlessly streaming the Grammys before, except I do have to dock points. They would not let me pause or rewind, which I feel like is a pretty standard feature as far as cable streaming goes now. Anyway, but there was a point where Not Like Us had won its first award of the night. Yeah, where Kendrick gets up and he literally he says something like Kendrick, like I know him, where Mr. Lamar gets up on stage, and during his speech he goes like, "Hey, what's up, Drake?" or like, "Drake, what's good?" Like he directly addresses Drake and looks at him, and the camera cuts out and you can see Drake's arm go up, like, "Hey, whatever," and then the camera tries to cut to them and there's just two big bodyguards standing there. And I haven't seen anybody talk about it on Twitter. I expected everybody to be talking about it because it was all I could think about the whole night, was he was there and had to watch that happen and had to hear that song play every single time it won an award. And then the
whole crowd did the A minor part of it. Like, in the same room as the guy.
The rest of the song, crowd dead silent. And then it hits the A minor, and the whole room, it was so good. I truly do not understand how... I respect Drake's bravery in showing up that night, is what I'm going to say. Like, bigger man than me. I could never...
It's genuinely... If that was in my situation, I would not be there.
I wouldn't be around anymore. Let me tell you.
Okay, I've got a question for you, Tracy, and you might know this, you might not know this. You're a little more tapped into the pop culture than I am. I haven't heard of this guy, Teddy Swims.
I am in queer media. I
haven't heard of this guy, Teddy Swims, ever, and then all of a sudden he's everywhere. I've seen him like in 3 different places in the past week. Who is he?
Oh, Christ. Well, I was going to ask you, because he seems like more your... Hold on. Okay, let's see.
Oh, no, we're in a bad place.
I've heard a song of his before, but I had never... Yeah, see, I don't know. He just appeared out of nowhere. That's how I felt about this Benson Boone fella.
I knew about Benson Boone because he had that song where he does the thing with his voice. But
you mean sing?
Yeah. Oh, that's what it's called?
They got a name for that now? I only knew him because of how attractive he was, and I would see him on Twitter all the time. And then literally, I'm not joking, Grammys came around and I was like, oh, he makes music? I thought he just walked around being hot.
No, I knew about him because I knew about his song. I genuinely have never heard of a Teddy Swim song. None of these.
I'm looking through the names. These don't seem like...
He's 32. It's not even like he's that young.
I don't know, but the song that... Didn't he perform at the Grammys?
I don't know. He does vocals, piano, and ukulele, which is a good... It's a good
triple
mix.
Threat?
This is so funny. So on my Google, it says recently viewed, and the only person in my recently viewed is Seth MacFarlane. I have not looked at a Seth MacFarlane page.
Seth MacFarlane and Teddy Swims. What more do you need?
Okay, so
Dream Blonde
neither of us knows
rotation.
who Teddy Swim is. Someone that I'm not like tired of him, but like, I don't know, he's got the one, Shabuzi. I did not realize how popular that bar song was. You know, obviously you hear it on TikTok, but it like charted on Billboard for like something crazy, like an absurd amount of weeks. Cause like it's not that good of a song. Not for me personally. Some people may like it. Me personally, I'm not a fan.
To me,
it's not that good.
I love Shabuzi as a person. I think he's funny. I like his music. I loved him on Cowboy Carter. Um, I don't like that song. I just don't like the song.
It's
I liked
catchy. I
it.
get why it's on radio.
Yeah, I liked it at first, but then, like all the other songs of its kind, it just kind of starts to wear on you after you just hear it so many times, and that's not his fault.
No.
I think every few years there's an Old Town Road.
Yeah. Hey, what's going
And
on
this,
with Billy Ray Cyrus, huh? That inauguration performance.
oh my goodness. Is he? Weeks ago, I was like, before the inauguration, I was like, is he still alive? And then the inauguration thing happened, and I was like, is he
Barely.
still alive?
Um. Yeah. I don't know. It was a good Grammy, so I was happy with what I saw.
It was solid. It was solid. The weekend thing was crazy. Did you
I
see that?
just saw a headline about it, but I don't remember the headline, and I did not read the story.
So no. So the weekend, as I'm sure you probably knew, was like like the boycotter of the Grammys,
Mm-hmm.
like for years, and then they made a big deal about it, and then he came back and performed this year, but it
Oh,
was
that's right.
preceded by a really long speech by the president of the Recording Academy, who basically was just talking about all of the criticisms and all of the stuff that they've done to try and diversify their their voting board and their winners and all of this stuff, which was kind of strange, but I also was like, I get, like, I hate to give institutes like that like props, but during this time when a lot of other companies are not doing that, I thought it was really really cool of a company, because that's what they are,
Uh-huh.
to stand up and go, yeah, we messed up and here's what we're doing to fix it, even if it isn't really fixed.
The
And
only thing I took away from what you just said is you used the word preceded, and I was impressed by you. So that's most of what I got. And I'll give
you
you
know
props,
what?
and I don't give you props a lot. So
And you know what? I'm not even sure if I used it
I
correctly,
think you
because
did.
I
Did
can
it come
never.
before?
Yeah.
Then you got it right.
Well, there's PRE, precede, and
Proceed.
then proceed.
Yeah, precede is
Pro-
pre before.
Okay. Okay. Then I use it.
And
right.
I don't think
Stop doubting
I
yourself,
think
Tracy.
proceed is another word. I don't think it's about after.
Yeah, like you proceed to do something.
Oh, I guess so. All right, now I'm confused. So you've lost all credibility.
You know what? Vocabulary is 90% confidence. Okay, if you just say
It
it
really is.
like you're using it correctly, you're using it correctly.
Hey, here's a question for you, Tracy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so say there was a movie about my life. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm done with the Grammys. Who do you think would play me?
Okay.
I have answers
First of
for
all, okay. Do you want to go? You want me to go first?
Can I go first? Can I go first? Like I told you this beforehand, but my answer.
Can I go first?
Can I
Is
go
that
first?
okay?
Is it okay?
Oh God, is that okay if I go first?
But my answers, I think you're gonna like them, because I've got two for you, and I'd like to imagine they, like, from scene to scene they change, because they don't these two don't look alike at all. But it's people that don't necessarily look like you, but I think could portray you well, could take you on as a character.
I'm so nervous.
And
Okay,
I think
what?
you're either gonna love it or you're gonna hate it. Will Forte and Kristen Wiig.
That is so good. I love Kristen Wiig.
I know
I'm
you do.
obsessed with that woman, and her playing me would literally be like, I can't even. Wow, no, that is an incredible pick.
I was trying to.
Will
I was like-
Forte.
I spent like
Continue.
30 minutes like going like through lists of actors. I'm like, none of these people look like Tracy. But okay, so it doesn't have to look like Tracy. What's the vibe of Tracy?
In my vibe is Queen of Millennial Derp Humor, Kristen Wiig. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. That's fantastic. Will Forte is also an actor who... No, I like him. I haven't seen him in a lot, though. I don't know a lot about him.
I've just seen his SNL stuff, really.
Yeah, I've seen him sketch-wise, and I do think he is a very, very talented actor who I would also be very, very honored to be portrayed by.
And I will say these characters, because realistically, if someone makes a movie about one of us, it's probably a buddy movie about me and you. Just kind of with how
and
our lives have been.
we'll probably be cops and lovers in it with the rewrites I'm planning.
And so the person that you pick will go next to Kristen Wiig or Will Forte, depending on their schedule, when they're really available for the movie.
Yeah. I'm gonna say let's gun for Kristen. Let's get calling her people. I love that. What great answers.
Thank you.
But starring alongside Kristen
and Will Forte.
And possibly Will Forte if schedules permit, or if they switch scenes.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I'm a Kristen, sometimes I'm a Will.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, I can't get someone that knocks down Tracy as Tracy.
Exactly. I'm
Will
a
Forte has the
plastic
mustache.
bag drifting in the wind. You can't. Does he have a mustache?
He can do a mustache. I've seen him with a mustache. I don't know if he currently has a mustache. I don't keep track of him on a day-to-day.
Okay, well I've seen Kristen Wiig with a mustache. What's the big hairy deal? I don't.
All right, sorry. Go ahead.
Starring alongside Kristen, I'm gonna say a name, and I want you to hear me out about this name. Starring alongside Kristen, in the co-titular role of Mark Warren, would be Jeremy Strong. Now, the reason I have picked Jeremy Strong is not because I was thinking about it, and before I told you, I was like, I feel like it's just gonna sound like you and I don't know any other actors. We know Succession, and that's it. But I truly thought about this since you presented the question to me. So hours I thought about this, and I went down the same thing as you. I was like, this person, like, they don't look like Mark. They don't have to look like Mark. So then I was like, who can capture Mark's energy? And I was just thinking about Jeremy Strong and how he is both like so like able to get those like ridiculous like funny moments, but also be so serious. And I'm like, I feel like that just captures Mark's vibe.
Yeah, I'm probably more honored than I've ever been. I have in the past year I've won awards, I've graduated, I've done all this stuff. This is the most honored I've felt.
But this being told that Jeremy Strong should play you in a movie in the distant future.
I think Jeremy Strong would kill it as me, truthfully, because he's such a great actor. He's a method actor.
What if we just had Jeremy play everybody in the story of our? It's a one-man show.
I thought you were gonna say Paul Giamatti for me. I was prepping for Giamatti.
I'm not even joking. That was my backup. That was my second. I literally went between the two of those because I was like, okay, Jeremy Strong is like my number one, but again, I was like, I don't want to sound like I just don't know any other actors. And then my second one was Paul Giamatti.
So for me, Jeremy Strong and Paul Giamatti are switching off. For you, it's Kristen Wiig and Will Forte.
Yes, exactly.
I would like Paul Giamatti to have the lazy eye that he had in The Holdovers when he's playing me. And you're not quite sure which one it is.
I know. Did we ever find out?
Yeah, he goes, it's this one. And I don't know if it was this one or this one, but it was one of the two.
I don't know. I just rewatched that movie. I was convinced that they switched the eye every other scene.
Me too.
Because it was not consistent in my viewing.
But what a great movie! What a great! I also
what
watched
a fantastic movie!
What a fantastic!
Did you watch it during the holdover period?
I did.
That's when I did it.
Because I didn't know about that until you told me about it, and I watched it early December. Because I was really excited to show Miranda the movie because I was like, oh my god, I love this movie so much, I really want to watch it again. And so
it's so good. It's definitely one of those ones where I don't think I fully appreciated it the first time.
No, I really loved it the first time. I really did because I watched it with you.
Oh, that's right. I showed you. Yeah, it was that second viewing that really made me.
But this one was like, oh wow, this is. I can't even put words to what it is about it that I'm like, oh, this is great. But there's just something about it that just kind of feels a little magical. It's not Christmas magic. It's just magic.
It's like the least Christmassy Christmas movie I've ever seen.
That's why I really like the in between Christmas and New Year's. That kind of feels like a fake. It feels like a fake little month or fake little week.
I know it's not even a real time.
Well, Tracy, I know we're gonna have a lot to talk about on this next segment, so I want to make sure we have enough time for it because we are running out of time for a little bit.
Don't we always?
But Oscar nominations have come out. And I know you have thoughts. I personally have not seen any of the Best Picture noms. I haven't seen a lot of the movies nominated. So I did put together my personal Best Picture list, but I would love to hear your thoughts first.
I have seen a good amount of the Best Picture
Mm-hmm.
nominees, and I
Yeah.
really have to say, I just want the substance to win everything. I feel like it's, back to the Grammys. I feel like we're in this era of like underappreciated or not at all appreciated people finally getting the recognition they deserve.
Uh-huh.
Sabrina, Chapel, and I think Demi Moore. And I would love to see it continue. I thought The Substance was incredible. Wicked was also incredible. I have not seen Amelia Perez, but I have heard
I
enough to know it does not deserve to be in this
I
category.
was talking to someone at work the other day, and we were talking about Oscar noms, and I was like, I haven't seen a. She's like, yeah, I've only seen Amelia Perez, and that one was weird, and I've seen like clips of it, and it looks odd.
It looks odd, and then well, but here's some good news. This is breaking news just today. A Power Hour news break. Don't know if you had heard this. Netflix has cut off all support of the main actress from that movie who was
Oh wow.
nominated. Did you hear that? Had you
I
heard
did not
this?
hear
The
that. I
one who
knew there was
had
a
all these.
controversy.
They had a
Um,
bunch of tweets resurface that were really offensive and bad, and they tried to claim, oh, that was 10 years ago. They're all time stamped.
mhm.
They were from within the past 4 years, but Netflix stopped communicating directly with them and was not covering travel expenses or styling or anything like that. So,
That's good.
but it
Um,
is kind of a double-edged sword because where was that kind of behavior for, men who have said far worse things and still been nominated?
yeah, or like men who have said worse things and then went away for a month and came back, um, and then got stand-up specials.
Okay,
You
well,
know.
okay, well, you don't need to call me out like that, but
Well, I feel like
anyway,
I
you can see my
do.
new special on Fox Nation
Fox Nation.
now.
Um, I do have some thoughts on some of the awards, though. I think Kieran Culkin deserves Best Supporting Actor. Not deserves. His performance in A Real Pain was truly moving. And I don't say that about a lot of. Very few movies move me, but this one moved me. Is that why they call it a movie? Is because it moves you? No, because it's a moving
Oh my!
picture.
Can we get a fact check on that? Can
Because
we
it's
get
a moving
a
picture.
fact check?
Fact check on that. Don't fact check us.
Don't
I
don't
mean, I
fact check.
think I think that was and I know you haven't seen the movie. You gotta see the movie.
Yeah,
Um,
that one's on my list for sure.
but that one, him and Jesse Eisenberg are both wonderful in that movie. I think Timothy Chalamet deserves Best Actor, not because I've seen the Bob Dylan movie, but because I really liked his press tour. I really liked the press tour for that movie.
There should be an Oscar category for best press tour because that itself is like a whole nother film.
And shout out to him for the SNL performance. I remember me and you both, when it was announced he was going to be host and music, guys were like, what's this guy doing?
Yeah,
But
he
like,
did good. It just sucks because I don't like Bob Dylan. If it was any other artist or like someone I liked,
yeah.
then I would probably be so invested. I don't care about Bob Dylan.
I'm not a big Bob Dylan fan. I do love James Austin Johnson's Bob Dylan impression on SNL. I think that's very funny. Uh,
They should have put that in the movie.
Speaking of music biopics, can we be done with them?
No one else you want to see? I got a few.
No, I mean maybe the Beatles one, but I don't know. I know these stories already. It's real life.
I
I've
want
seen
to.
them.
What about the guys who play the horns in the SNL intro? That could be fun. They're probably
Oh, the
doing something
SNL
crazy.
band. I'd see a documentary about the SNL band. I have seen documentaries about the SNL band.
What
Um,
about no, I can't
give
think of
me
it.
give me
Yeah,
some other
there's a
options.
lot of music, but I don't. I it's so hard because I feel like all like the big people we've done, and then we don't
Yeah,
need a biopic about anybody now because the biopics are
they're
being
living.
made as it happens. Like we see everything about their lives.
Yeah, I think that like the only one that like I could see still being made is there hasn't been like a real Beatles one, and I think the Beatles ones there because they're doing four of them. Um, I think that'll
Oh
be
yeah.
good, and those will win awards. Those will win a lot of awards.
I saw a
Um,
tweet that was like they should tease Yoko Ono at the end of every one like Thanos.
that's so funny. Okay, so here's my thing: is I'm a big Beatles fan, and I love specifically Beatles history. I think the Beatles are a very interesting thing. So I'm actually genuinely very excited for those, just because I think I don't
Now,
love the Beatles that
interesting.
much, but it's an interesting history to me.
you claim to be a big Beatles fan now. If we
Oh
rewind to the
no.
start of
Oh no.
this episode, you were distinctly anti-Bug, and while you did not name Beatles by name, you listed pretty much every Bug. So
I
let's
did list
clarify.
Beatles by
Are
name.
you did?
You know. Listen, I'm not a perfect person. I've said things in the past that were less than unsavory. I'm not, but that was in the past. This is me now. That was 2015. I said that. 2016 maybe even 1915. I said it. It wasn't recent. I've changed as a person.
You know what? That was really brave of you, Mark.
Thank you. That's what I've always said. I'm a brave person. I'm a humble person. Smart, funny,
Handsome,
humble. Can
humble
I have
again.
I added humble?
Have I said humble enough?
Um, but yeah, I'm a fan of. Oh, they're spelled different. Never mind. I was right the whole time. It's a different kind of beetle. Um, so
I was
go
right
to
the
hell,
whole time.
Tracy.
Never mind. I take it back. I take it all back.
I'm excited for those, but that's about it. I love.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've heard of the Paul is dead theory, but it is one of my favorite conspiracy theories, and we don't have the time to get into it, but.
We should do a whole conspiracy episode.
Oh really? I've got a lot that I like. I've got a lot that I need to teach you about, because they're
Stay
hiding a lot of
tuned,
things
folks.
from me, Tracy.
Stay tuned.
Actually,
I got some crazy theories about you.
I've got
I'm
something to
gonna
announce.
air
Our
out to the world.
conspiracy theory episode is going to be airing on Fox Nation. Just sign that deal.
Fox News. Big news. Big day.
Now, can I give you my Best Picture nominees from my personal
Yeah.
watchings?
Let's hear 'em.
I've got 4 of them. One of them I know you like. 2 of them I know you're not fully. You don't love them. Maybe you're okay with them, but they did not get high on your letterbox. And one you haven't seen.
You checked your list against my letterbox?
I just know your letterbox scores for movies I like, because I'll watch a movie and tell you to watch it, and then I see what you did to see if I was right, if you liked it or not.
All right, let's hear it. Hit me with them.
First one that I know you haven't seen, and I've mentioned already, A Real Pain. Very moving movie.
Got it.
Second one that I know you like, Saturday Night. I loved that movie.
That one was really good.
It was so stressful. It did just a great job of giving me anxiety, which isn't hard to do, but they did it well. Another one, I know we watched it together for the first time, and I actually really liked it a lot more on my second watch, was Late Night with the Devil. Might be my favorite horror movie ever. I just
ever?
liked that. Ever. E-V-E-R. And I know controversial.
And he spelled it.
Brave. I really liked that movie. There's something about that movie that just kind of stuck with me.
Interesting.
And then there's a movie that I saw and I loved, and I texted you and I was like, "You're not gonna like this movie, but you need to watch it." Which is I Saw the TV Glow.
And you were right. I did not like that movie.
You did not like it. I loved it.
I saw the
TV
TV turn off. I did not enjoy that movie picture. I understand that there was definitely something there that I wasn't understanding, and I know what the whole meaning of the movie is, and I know that it's not for me. It could still be entertaining and not for me, and it was not entertaining to me. Yeah. I thought the acting was great, though. I have to give them props on that. I thought the final scene was like heartbreaking. I thought that was so.
Anything with Connor O'Malley in it, I'm sold on, except for one of those sketches from I Think You Should Leave, because he was in one of those and it wasn't good.
Oh, I know exactly which one you're talking about. I hate that one.
Yeah. And I'll add another one that's not a movie, but it's a stand-up special that I really like, because I only have 4 and I would like to have 5. Stand-Up Solutions by Connor O'Malley. Which is a stand-up special that I really love, and it sucks because no one I know would also like that special. It's one where I watch and I go, you might like parts of it. It's I hate that I like Connor O'Malley because so much of his comedy is like being loud and yelling.
I have seen that. I've seen clips of him on TikTok, but the clips I've seen were funny. I enjoyed that, but
maybe
the
you would
yelling,
like it.
I don't know.
It's a lot of yelling.
I'll give him a chance.
See, I mean, I would recommend it. See if you like it. I don't think you would. I just love it, though. I watched it for a second time last night. And it's right up my sense of humor. It is right there. Right there on me.
Right there.
Right there. And so those are my 5. I'd probably give it to, man, what's my favorite one? Maybe A Real Pain. I think A Real Pain is similar to The Holdovers for me, where it just kind of made me feel.
Yeah.
And so I think that's my best picture.
I'll have to watch it. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
And you got to watch The Substance, I'm telling you.
I know it's been on my list for a long time. I just need to find the time for it.
It's one of the most shocking movies I've ever seen. It was so good. And yeah, I really hope that sweeps everything. Or Wicked. I loved Wicked so much. But
It's one that I'm
I don't
kind of
know.
nervous to watch because you texted me, you were like, "Do you like gore?" And I'm like, not a big gore person. I can handle it. And I was like, kind of a little. And you said, "Okay, watch this movie." So I'm a little worried to watch it, but I am excited to watch it.
It is. I'll give you the same warning that I was given. It is a
Mm-hmm.
nasty movie. It is
Okay.
nasty, and whatever you were imagining, it is far worse than that. But it is so
Okay.
good because like I can handle like I don't like blood or like gross things
Mm-hmm.
very much in like movie just because I just get really squeamish about that stuff.
Yeah.
But I can appreciate it when it's done really well, and I think this movie does it super super well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't like eye stuff.
Oh, meaning anything on the face or
Uh,
hands, like fingers,
yeah.
like when they mess with
Um,
fingernails or they're chopping
ooh,
fingers off. I don't
fingernails are
like
bad.
that.
Actually, when I
Fingernails are
met
bad.
you, I didn't have a fingernail on one of my fingers. A lot of
You know
people
what's
don't know
so
that.
I vividly remember that. I vividly remember that because I remember feeling so squeamish around you at first because I would just keep staring at your finger because I really
Mm.
don't like when like fingernail things or things like that. Like it really messes with me.
Did I ever tell you how I lost my fingernail?
Didn't you slam it in a door?
Yeah, I slammed it in a car door.
Why now? Why would you go and do a thing like that, Mark?
So I was actually outside. I was very excited because I was going to watch a new Star Wars movie with my dad. And I was in the theater I was in the movie theater parking lot, and I just closed it, and I could not watch the movie because I was like, oh my god, I think my finger's broken. And
My
so I went
finger's gonna
home,
fall off.
and I didn't watch the
Did
movie
you?
until a few weeks later.
What movie was it?
It was one of the new Star Wars ones, whichever one came out in late 2007 or late 2018.
Was
So it
that
probably
Rogue
would have been
One?
the
Maybe.
second one. No, it probably was the second one in the third trilogy. Um,
I don't know.
but
I don't know.
yeah, it was not fun for me to lose a fingernail.
And it almost lost the finger.
Almost lost a finger. The finger almost had to come off.
Almost. I almost took it off just
It would
because
have
I
been
didn't
the
like
Last
looking at
Jedi.
that nailless bed. Last Jedi. Okay.
Um, Tracy, we're wrapping up on time, but we do have one segment that I am so excited that we're going to get to because we couldn't do it on the radio because it was pushing the limits of FCC guidelines because some
Yeah.
people are just gross. But
Nasty people.
we're going to be reading some misconnections from people.
Misconnections.
Oh, that's good.
Can
You
I
should
do
already
like a
sing
song?
Yeah, do a song
Okay.
right now.
I'll circle back on that.
Okay. I gave you. I'm so excited to read mine because it's bad. It's a bad one, guys.
I'm excited.
And so if you don't mind, I would like to read mine.
Yeah, let's hear them.
This one's called Blonde Bombshell at a place of like a bar casino type place. You were playing
Okay.
machines at bar casino type place. I came in and sat down and threw a 20 in and hit a little bit of money. You offered the machine right by you, and how could I say no?
Mm.
I'm sorry, this next
No.
sentence is going to be pretty bad. You were winning pretty good, and I asked if I could rub you for luck, laughing emoji. You said yes, but only one. What? I don't know what that means.
One
I know you
rub.
said you were... I know you said you were married, but it was a bit complicated. I wanted to stay and gamble more, but I ran out of cash. Anyway, I'd love to meet you and throw a few bucks in the machine. My treat. You were effing stunning.
God, I love. There's something so beautiful about a relationship built on a mutual love of gambling, and I think that's the bedrock of any good relationship.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know. We met in a casino.
Yeah, I was extorting you
Yeah, it was
because I had a
not good.
lot of debts and not a lot of time to settle them.
But yeah,
Wow.
that's kind of where I'm
Rub
at.
you,
That one was yucky.
rub you for luck,
I don't think anyone should be rubbing anyone for luck, and that's my thought.
and also just one rub.
Just one rub. What and for what?
I'll take one rub and a bucket full of cash, please.
I ran out of money. I wanted to
I
keep
would
talking to you,
I would have
but I ran
loved
out
to
of
keep
money.
gambling with you, but I ran out. There was a small issue that I had run out of my money.
Um, so that's one of the ones that I found. I would love to hear yours.
Yeah, I've been sitting on this one for a while, Mark. Because as you had mentioned, I wanted to do this so often
Yeah.
on our show, and we just couldn't. So
But
I
the
have
station
quite
manager at the radio station was a real stickler.
that rat bastard. Listen, I've been sitting on quite the backlog here that I'm excited to share. You ready for this one?
I'm so ready.
Watching My Dog Walk, it's entitled. I was watching my dog bounce around at the railroad tracks by the crushed penny. Don't know what that means. You asked why my dog had a bedsheet tied to his tail with a ball of string? I replied, my dog thinks he's a kite and we're going to Westport. You thought I was crazy. Anyways, I liked your bucktooth and thought you're... Anyways, I liked your bucktooth and thought you're stupid in a lethargic way. I didn't get your name. Maybe we could meet up for a can of Red Bull.
I think this person is crazy. I think they were right.
I think we throw around the idea of a modern Romeo and Juliet quite a bit, but I think this really
That's
is
a
the
modern Shakespeare
defining.
story.
There's so many layers to this. You asked why my dog had a bed sheet tied to his tail with a ball of string. I replied, my dog thinks he's a kite and we're going to Westport. You thought I was crazy. I wonder why.
By the railroad. By the way, by the railroad tracks. The one place you notoriously shouldn't be.
At the railroad tracks by the crushed penny. I don't know what that means. And again, there is no capitalization, there is no punctuation, there is nothing. This is just one long stream of consciousness paragraph.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking up the crushed penny, and I'm seeing nothing.
So
it's not a place.
Yeah, I don't know. And I liked your bucktooth. And I thought you're stupid. Parentheses in a lethargic way. So I lied. There is exactly 2 points of punctuation, and there it's parentheses to say I thought you're stupid in a lethargic way. Didn't get your name,
God.
but maybe we could meet up for a can of Red Bull.
I wish we were the type of people to post on Craigslist, because I think you'd have a lot more fun in life.
I've truly sat here for a long time reading this because there's so much to enjoy.
Wow.
We should start posting on Craigslist.
I feel like we'd be a lot happier if we were. I feel like me and you were very self-cynical. What's the word? Analytical. We think about ourselves a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, self-absorbed.
Yeah.
Sorry, self-absorbed.
Well.
You know how we're both self-absorbed.
Yeah.
But I think we'd be better people. I think you'd be happier people if we posted to Craigslist more.
I agree. I mean, this guy seems happy just hanging out at railroad tracks with his kite dog, heading to Westport.
Oh my God, that's great.
My dog thinks he's a kite,
he's a
and
kite.
he told you this?
Does your dog know what a kite? Does the dog know what a kite is? Do we know this? Can someone
Maybe
check on
his
that?
dog.
Hey, can we check on
Listen,
that?
all I could say is, anonymous person who posted this, if you're listening, I hope you find who you're looking for, because you're on some kind of journey, and
You guys are
God
meant for
help
each
whoever
other.
gets in your way and went in the way of you and your kite. Yeah, you and Bucktooth Stupid over there are gonna have a long life together.
Oh my goodness. Well, Tracy, I hate to say it, but it's that time.
Don't
Time of the
tell me
episode
we're
again.
done. We're done.
time to
We
say
feel like we just started.
Sayonara. I think maybe we could have a goodbye song. But before we leave,
I got a lot of songs to write.
we need to get back in the habit of getting better at Same Brain, a game that we notoriously are very bad at, despite...
Yep.
We're very bad at it when we're trying to play it, and when we're not trying to play it, we say the same thing all the time.
Yeah.
So we're trying to get more intentional with it. Well, Tracy, I've got my word.
Here,
If
I
you've
think
got yours.
we should employ some rules on the Same Brain here.
Okay.
I say we get 3 tries.
3 tries.
And if we don't lock it in by then, we're done.
I like it. I think that's good. Because if we can't get it in 3 tries, what are we doing?
And then, yeah, it's just not our day. And that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has off days.
Yeah. Except for me.
Okay. Except for you. And, of course, for me, of course. But
I just winked at the camera. Oh, for you, many off days. Yeah. Many
when are my on days? Ladies, am I right?
All right, Tracy, you ready?
Okay. All right, I'm ready.
3, 2, 1. Graduation.
River
Graduation,
and graduation.
Wow. Maybe.
Wow.
Wow. Huh. These are
okay.
farthest as far away as you can get. All right, maybe. Oh, I've got it. I think I've got it. Do you have it? It's so easy.
Okay.
It's right there. It's right there when you can see it.
I hate when you say it's so easy. It gives me a full body reaction.
When you shut your mouth. There. All right.
Okay,
3,
sure. It's right there. 2, 1.
School.
Flow. Oh, school. That's
school
good.
Of fish.
Okay.
School of fish.
Okay. I said flow. I feel like we're flirting with something here.
Flow.
School. Flow.
School flow. Okay, I think maybe I have something. But I don't think it's as there as school was. This is our last guess too, isn't it?
Oh, man, I was
or do
thinking
we get 3 guesses after the initial?
I was going to say 3 guesses after our, like, we have the initial starting point and then 3 guesses.
Okay. All right, maybe I have something.
You have something maybe? Okay.
Maybe I have something.
School. Okay, what was our school flow?
School and flow.
Okay, 3,
2, 1. Progressive.
Boat. Mm. Oh, what did you say?
I said progressive, like the insurance company. And schools are also tend to be more progressive places politically. Oh my God, school and boat. I have it. It's right there.
School and boat. Wait, that seems
so obvious. No, sorry, not school and boat. Progressive and boat. I think I have it. It's right there, Tracy.
Progressive and boat. Oh, okay. I mean, I have one.
3, 2, 1.
Insurance.
There we go.
And there it is, people.
Right at the buzzer. Well, folks, thank you so much for joining us. It has been an honor and a pleasure, as always. Guys, come back. Not next Thursday, but the Thursday after. Hopefully you guys are actually able to see this time, and these video recordings aren't going to waste. Bye, everyone.
I hope so, because I've been doing a lot of physical comedy.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.